And now next I would like to call up Archbishop Mario Conti, the Archbishop Emeritus of Glasgow, Archdiocese and Chair of Bishops' Committee for Interreligious Dialogue. Thank you very much.
Friends, I too felt very welcome when I arrived here today, as I've done on previous occasions when meeting some of you here or elsewhere. And I'm privileged to speak today on behalf of the Catholic Church in order to give you our support in what you are intending so evidently to do, which is to come together and be united as a community. There's a solidarity here which we want to share too from the Christian side. Solidarity in all that is good, and particularly in those things that we have in common, which is a love for God and a sense of responsibility before God for the good of the society in which we live and which we serve. I very much appreciated the words which the Reverend Neil Galbraith said by way of welcome to me as well. I'm only sorry about one thing, and that is that when he started, I thought he was going to sing that hymn. Maybe we can get it at the end, all people that on earth do dwell. It's 50 years since the 21st Ecumenical Council of the Catholic Church took place in Rome. I was a young priest at that time. I was up in Caithness, the very north of Scotland. And among its more significant documents was one called Nostra Aetate, in our age, Latin for that. So they were the first words of it, in our age. And it was the Catholic Church come together from all over the world, addressing those issues that needed to be addressed in a changing world, and to focus again on the necessity of worship of God, of coming together, of understanding our responsibilities towards one another, and so on. But the fathers of the council were intent also in opening up to other communities throughout the world, not only the political communities, the countries throughout the world and the different cultures, but also the great faiths. And it started by preparing a document on our relationships with the Jews, our elder brothers in the faith of Abraham. And as they went through their document, they thought it important not just to focus on relationships with one great faith, even though it's a common forebear of all of us here, but also another great faiths. And I want to quote to you what some of you perhaps have heard me quoting before, because I need to be reminded, we all need to be reminded, we Christians and also members of other faiths, of what our intent is. And so I'll quote from it. The Catholic Church rejects nothing which is true and holy in these other great religions. She looks with sincere respect upon those ways of conduct and of life, those rules and teachings which, though differing in many particulars from what she holds and sets forth, nevertheless often reflects a ray of that truth which enlightens us all. And then mentions, among the first, the Muslim faith and the communities of Muslim throughout the world. Upon the Muslims too, the Church looks with esteem. They adore one God, living and enduring, merciful and all-powerful, maker of heaven and earth and speaker to men. They strive to submit wholeheartedly even to his inscrutable decrees, just as did Abraham, with whom the Islamic faith is pleased to associate itself. Though they do not acknowledge Jesus as God, they revere him as a prophet. They also honor Mary, his Virgin Mother. At times, they call on her too, with devotion. In addition, they await the day of judgment, when God will give each man and woman his, her due, and the fidelity to the practice of almsgiving. And it's something we can learn from you and hopefully continue, because it is also part of our practice, continue to undertake in a certain sense with solidarity. Could I also therefore refer particularly to the events today and the fact that you have come together here after procession, making public witness in the streets. That too is important, that we should give evidence of our faith publicly, by example as well as by word. Just two other pieces of information which I think can to some extent reflect what I have said or give evidence of what I have just read to you. Last week, Pope Francis met with the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar Mosque in Cairo. And greeting the Grand Imam, Pope Francis said that the meeting itself was a message. And I think our meeting today is also a message. And the second thing is a reference, you kindly refer to my role as chair of the Catholic Bishops' Interreligious Dialogue Committee, where we're striving to do what we can to make friends with you all, to engage and hopefully engage in a very practical way too, as we look towards those refugees, people of your faith and our faith, who have been dislodged in the Middle East from their homes through the violence that has broken out. There are ways in which we could do something together, and I hope we will. But in January this year, the Pontifical Council, that council I've just mentioned, met with a delegation of Muslim scholars, and together they published the Marrakesh Declaration. This recognizes that our commonalities, what we have together, are much more than our differences, and are a solid basis for Catholics and Christians of all denominations and Muslims to peacefully and fruitfully work together for the good of society. And insofar as I can pledge that, I pledge that from our part, the Catholic Church in Scotland, and I'm sure this will be also echoed by other Christian communities, pledge our full cooperation with you in giving that example in society to which I've already referred, and implementing some of that joint action for those who are in need, to which your faith and our faith has given historically so great a service. Thank you very much.
And we thank Archbishop Mario Conti for delivering his strong message to everyone here today. And from next, we would like to call up from Parish Minister for Walneague North Church Paisley, Reverend Peter Gill. And could I ask everyone, we have people travelling all the way from Manchester and London to stay in the time limit around about 5 minutes. So could we call up the next Reverend, please? Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah barakatuhu. It's very meaningful greetings when we greet each other with Assalamu alaikum. When Jesus appeared to his disciples first time, that's what he said in his own language, Hebrews. He said, Shalom lachem, which means peace be upon your, peace with you. And that's very, very meaningful. When I came here in Scotland, sometimes people say hi. And I said, we only say hi when we have the पेट में दर्द होता है तो फिर हम हाय निकलती है. लेकिन जो अस्सलाम वालेकुम है ये एक दुआ है, एक मीनिंगफुल दुआ है जो एक दूसरे के लिए बरकत का बायस बनती है. मेरा ताल्लुक पाकिस्तान से है और I wonder how many, is anybody from Sialkot here? I was born in Sialkot and then brought up in Zilla Shekhupura. And anybody from Shekhupura here? You studied Shekhupura, right? And then I went to boarding school in Abbottabad. Is anybody from Hazara, Abbottabad here? You're from here, there as well. And then I was in Sialkot, in Murray College, studied there as well. And Gujarat. Anybody from Gujarat? So a few hands from Gujarat. I studied in Zamindara Degree College there. And then I will move to Lahore. And I started interfaith dialogue in Lahore with all faith, with all churches and denominations, and from my Muslim brothers and Hindus and Sikhs, we all came together to form Interfaith Pakistan. And that's with a vision to promote peace, unity, and harmony all over Pakistan. So we decided to have a train from Peshawar to Karachi to proclaim peace among all faiths, among all nations, and pray for peace in the world. And that was a 5 days journey. 8 carriages we were given by the Pakistan Railway with a concession because we were promoting peace in Pakistan. And that was a wonderful opportunity to stay all those stations where we were given a protocol by the local governments and local religious people. They came, they brought food, we had food together. We were on this journey 5 days together from all faiths. And that was a wonderful opportunity to get to know each other, breaking all the barriers and bringing peace and unity and harmony. And when I came here in Paisley in Renfrewshire, there was no such group. So I thought that's important that we have that interfaith group in Paisley. So now we have people from all faiths. They come every month. We come together for prayer, for peace in the world. And we have meditation. We need a prayer which is for our own inner peace. Because if we don't have inner peace, we cannot bring peace in our community. We cannot bring peace in our cities. We cannot bring peace in our countries or in our world. So first of all, the peace in heart. That is very important thing. Because most people, they struggle within their own situation. They don't know why. There's anger, resentment, hatred. And just after this incident in Glasgow, Mr. Asad Shah was killed as a shopkeeper because of religious hatred. And we decided to have a hate crime seminar, invited police and all people to give us statistics and information, how many hate crimes they come across every year. It was an eye-opening experience. Why people created in the image of God, why can't they live together in unity and harmony? So that is our goal and target. I don't want to take most of your time because I know it's precious. People have to travel all over. But that is something I just want to leave with you. Let unity, understanding, love, and brotherhood flourish among all of us. May God bless you all. There's also a message I was given to deliver the message of Darul Ehsan. Darul Ehsan is a charity organization that works worldwide for the humanity. Hazrat Abu Anis Muhammad Barakat Ali, the founder of Darul Ehsan, says, "O people, the creation is Allah's Almighty's family, and we are brothers and sisters. Be kind to the family of Allah the Almighty. Seek the pleasure of Allah the Almighty in the service of His creation." Saying, Assalamu alaikum.
Narae Takbir, Narae Risalah, Narae Hadri.
And we thank Reverend Peter Gill for giving a strong message on his own message and plus the message of Darul Ehsan. And the founder, Baba Ziker, he wrote more than 400 books on all different themes, not just including religion, but ethics, metaphysics, heriology, philosophy, and psychology. And these books were distributed worldwide free of cost, so you can go online and you can see all these books. And so finally we would like to call up from Police Scotland, Superintendent Dave.
I'd like to extend my thanks to all of you for inviting us along today on behalf of Police Scotland. What a marvellous opportunity for demonstrating unity, interfaith here with your speakers that have already preceded me today. What I want to do today is just give you a very short introduction to what I do, along with my colleague Shaheen Babar, who's with me today, from National Safer Communities within Police Scotland. We are based within Specialist Crime Division at Gartcosh. Our role is really to work with the territorial divisions. We have 2 officers from Greater Glasgow Division here today, based locally, to work with communities like yourselves to work against hate crime and intolerance, and try and work out how best we can engage with communities such as yourselves and promote the message of unity and tolerance. From our perspective, we are a national division, so we cover the whole of Scotland. There's a very diverse range of communities in Scotland, and our function is to try and work out the best ways in which to engage with those communities. Every community is different. So from my perspective, the most important people in this room are yourselves. A focus for us just now is how do we combat hate crime? And Police Scotland, our motto is keeping people safe. But we also are aware that part of that is keeping people feeling safe, which is a very important message about how you gauge temperatures within communities and how we act to try and deal with problems before they actually arise. So that's very, very important for us, and one of our key functions is community engagement, working with the territorial divisions, trying to work out how messages work amongst the very, very complex and diverse communities across Scotland. And again, Shaheen has just taken up a role as Chief Inspector, Race and Religion. That's the sort of priority that we place on that whole body of work. I've only been in this job a couple of months, but I can state with confidence I'm amazed at how well we work with communities in Scotland, and I think that we're probably ahead of the game when compared with other countries not that far away, without naming names. And I think that's testament to a number of things, but mainly just how communities from all over the world have integrated within Scotland over the years. On that basis, part of what I was invited to speak about today was some of our work in Pakistan. I attended a meeting along with a couple of colleagues a couple of weeks ago on the Scottish Government's strategic engagement with Pakistan. I don't know if anyone else was there, but it's very much a priority for the Scottish Government and ourselves. And we were invited, because of our work within Scotland, to go to Pakistan to try and assist with something called their Rule of Law programme. So it's mainly focused in the Punjab area of Pakistan. We get people from the Punjab here, yeah. So I spent with 3 colleagues almost a month in the Punjab, and Lahore, Islamabad and Sahala and other places across that region, looking at what we can offer from how we've engaged with communities in Scotland to try and improve or build on the relationships that the police there have with their communities, and also to try and take some evidence and some good practice back from Pakistan where we've seen it in operation. Totally different environments, totally different communities. I think the word that is used most often about Pakistan is potential. What I saw there was amazing drive in Lahore about safer cities and technological improvements, and real young people who are quite senior in the police service there trying to improve things. So again, I've taken a lot of the learning from that back here, looking at how we integrate some of our policies with community development. So taking that experience back into Scotland and working to the future, I hope to be back in Pakistan over the next few months, the next couple of years, and other officers will follow behind us to try and develop that programme and make real tangible benefits, but using a lot of what we learn from yourselves, understanding the Pakistani communities and what will work there based on the Scottish experience. So I think that's very heartening in terms of Police Scotland's role internationally. The last thing I really want to say is, because I've got a captive audience here today, we are really keen to improve our recruitment processes and how we recruit from communities, very strong communities such as yourselves, into Police Scotland. So that's really just a very small sales pitch. If anyone wants to talk to us after this, or you can look at our website or just come up and just give me your name and we'll speak to our recruiting department as well, because this is very much a focus for our new Chief Constable and ourselves to try and improve the balance of communities within Police Scotland, not just externally. Shaheen, are you wanting to say a few words, or is that a bit of a hospital pass? Have I covered it quite adequately? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, no. Shaheen's well used to this sort of gathering, so I think if we'll just open this up very briefly, we'll try and stay within our time limits, but just to introduce Shaheen Babar, and then we'll finish off.
Assalamu alaikum. If esteemed guests don't mind, I'll just speak in Urdu and I'll just give a follow-up from the superintendent. मैं सिर्फ ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि भाई जो superintendent ने कहा और जो पहले कह चुके हैं, पुलिस के लिए बहुत important बात है टॉलरेंस की, इंटरफेथ काम की। आप लोगों को सबको पता है कि भाई पिछले कई सालों से जो मीडिया में आता है, जो हरकतें होती हैं इंडिविजुअल्स की और इस्लाम के नाम पर, सब पर दाग आता है। चाहे आप किस मज़हब के हो, किस सेक्शन के हो, किस बिरादरी के हो, पूरे इस्लाम पर आता है। चाहे आप शिया हो, चाहे सुन्नी हो, चाहे जो मर्ज़ी हो। यहाँ जो मर्डर हुआ था मार्च में असद शाह का, उसकी वजह से हम सब पर अटेंशन है, स्कॉटलैंड पर भी अटेंशन है। आप देख रहे हैं कि भाई पाकिस्तान में भी काम हो रहा है, इंग्लैंड में भी हो रहा है। स्कॉटलैंड को लोग देखते हैं इंग्लैंड से। मुझे पता है 20 साल हो गए मुझे पुलिस में, कि भाई यहाँ स्कॉटलैंड में कैसे हो रहा है काम। जो आज आपने दिखाया, जो यहाँ स्पीकर्स आए हैं दूसरे मज़हब के, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है और दूसरों को सीखना चाहिए कि भाई ये जो कोई नहीं कह रहा कि भाई मज़हब अपना बदलें, कोई नहीं कह रहा कि अपने तौर तरीके बदलें, सिर्फ ये कह रहे हैं कि भाई दूसरों को भी एक्नॉलेज करें। और इंटरफेथ की बात जो कहते हैं ना, एक और बात मैं कहूँगा इंट्राफेथ की, आपस में मुसलमानों में भी बहुत ज़रूरी चाहिए ये मीटिंग है, ये उठना बैठना और एक दूसरे को बुलाएं। मेरी जॉब ये है अब कि भाई इंटरफेथ स्कॉटलैंड और सारे मज़हबों के साथ डील करना पुलिस के हेडक्वार्टर से, तो उसकी वजह से मैं सपोर्ट करूँगा। सकलैन साहब ने हमें बुलाया, और भी कोई इश्यूज़ हो, लोकल इश्यूज़ हो, लोकल पुलिस है। हेट क्राइम जैसे कह चुके हैं बहुत बड़ी बात है, लेकिन ये दोनों तरफ से चलता है। हेट क्राइम बाहर से भी आता है, लेकिन हमारा भी अंदर भी हेट क्राइम है, तो उसका भी हमें डील करना है। तो उसके लिए मैं हाज़िर हूँ और हम आपकी सर्विस के लिए हैं। लोगों को पता है यहाँ बैठे हैं जो मुझे जानते भी हैं, और सकलैन साहब के पास हमारा नंबर भी है और आते जाते रहेंगे। कि कोई इशू है मुझे बताएं, ठीक है? अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
नारे तकबीर, नारे रिसालत, नारे हैदरी, नारे तहकीक।
We thank Superintendent David Duncan and Chief Inspector Shane Barber for delivering a really strong message, and all the brothers who have came along and delivered a strong message, and hopefully we can learn from this. And now I'd like to pass you on to Bayan.
MashaAllah, Jazakallah, and thanks everybody coming along. I would invite my next speaker, Janab Masjid Haza ke Imam Khatib Janab Maulana Qari Mazhar Sahab तशरीफ़ लाएंगे 10 मिनट के लिए। शान औलिया पर उनका उर्दू में बयान है। शान औलिया।
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन वल आक़िबतु लिल मुत्तक़ीन वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला सय्यिदिल अंबिया'i वल मुरसलीन। क़ाल अल्लाहु तबारक व तआला फ़िल क़ुरआनिल मजीद वल फ़ुरक़ानिल हमीद या अय्युहल्लज़ीना आमनुत्तक़ुल्लाह व कूनू मअस-सादिक़ीन। सदक़ल्लाहु मौलानाल अज़ीम व सदक़ रसूलुहुन नबियुल करीम व नहनु अला ज़ालिका लमिनश शाहिदीन व शाकिरीन वल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। बिबरकति इन्नल्लाह व मलाइकतहु युसल्लूना अलन नबी या अय्युहल्लज़ीना आमनू सल्लु अलैहि व सल्लिमू तस्लीमा। अस्सलातु वस्सलामु अलैका या सय्यदी या रसूलल्लाह व अला आलिका व अस्हाबिका या सय्यदी या हबीबल्लाह। अस्सलातु वस्सलामु अलैका या सय्यदी या नबीयल्लाह व अला आलिका व अस्हाबिका या सय्यदी या रहमतल लिल आलमीन। मेरे नहती वाजिबुल इहतराम दोस्तों, साथियों, बुजुर्गों, उलमा इकराम और रिस्पेक्टेड गेस्ट जो यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं, तो बिहाफ ऑफ मस्जिद खिदरा आई लाइक टू से थैंकफुल all of them. Today the purpose of the gathering to make peace and unity in Glasgow, and if we want to make peace and unity in our society, we have just the way to follow the way of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And as we, alhamdulillah, we are agree this main point, because everybody want to look peace in our society, in our coming generation, and especially the people of Scotland. And I especially thankful to all our guests. They are coming, they give us time, they are participate with us. And in Islam, as my brother before said, Islam mean Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. If we look as a Muslim, amanu mean when your inner side is peaceful, then you convey the message of Islam. And we should be, everybody, we have a responsibility to make peace our community, our society, and we need to cooperate with Scottish police and the others, you know, our members, those who are paying attention for the make peaceful Scotland. तो मैं अपनी तरफ से और behalf of the Masjid Khizra and Masjid Khizra, alhamdulillah, always encourage to make peace and unity in Glasgow. तो हमारी ये कोशिश होती है कि अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह कि हम यंगस्टर को, हमारे जो नौजवान हैं, हमारे जो साथी हैं, उन्हें इस चीज़ का दर्स दिया जाए कि जब तक हम अपने माशरे में, जिस माशरे में हम रह रहे हैं, यहाँ पर हम अमन सुकून के साथ नहीं रहेंगे और हम एक दूसरे की जो एहसासात हैं, एक दूसरे के जज्बात हैं, एक दूसरे के जो इमोशन हैं, उनको जब तक हम उनकी कदर नहीं करेंगे, जब तक उनको हम समझेंगे नहीं, उस वक्त कभी